Welcome to Great Talking Entertainment. I'm your host, KJ, and this is the YouTube channel where I review movies and TV shows from all your favorite superheroes, including Marvel Comics, DC Comics, and much more. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Now let's go, baby. Welcome back to the YouTube channel, everyone. My name is KJ, and I am the host of Great Talking Entertainment official channel. And today's video is my spoiler review for episode 3 of the new Disney Plus series by Marvel Animation, Marvel Zombies, episode 3 spoiler review. If you have not seen this amazing series yet, please pause this. But before you go, could you hit the thumbs up button? That would help my YouTube channel out, and I appreciate it, and I thank you guys in advance. Come back and let me know what you think about episode 3 of Marvel Zombies, and I would love to hear your Marvel fan theory of what you may think happened next or in beyond the future projects from Marvel Studios. So again, this is a spoiler review. Y'all been warned. Now let's get into it. This episode starts off with Spider-Man recaps what happens 5 months ago as zombie Thanos wipes out Thor, Groot, and Rocket, like just annihilates them to a bone, right? And we know Thor survives that, but he was pretty heartbroken, and I'll explain why. Because in this episode, you know, Black Panther and Ant-Man, who just has a head, fought back against zombie Thanos, and he had all the Infinity Stones, but T'Challa, who had the Soul Stone, was using it against him, and of course, you know, that zombie Thanos got that, but T'Challa, aka Black Panther, had to sacrifice himself by having Thanos and himself fall in a hole of an energy that powers the Wakanda area, and unfortunately, all that power from the Infinity Stone escaped and caused huge explosions. Members from the Strange Academy have saved Spider-Man and Ant-Man as the heroes from the last episode survived and made it to the land where they have made it to the new Asgard as they are greeted by Valkyrie. Kamala wants to talk to Thor, but Wanda Maximoff she claims that she healed herself, but it was just a trap, as the food that the Asgardian and Red Guardian was eating and drinking was actually body parts of zombies, which infecting them. And Wanda is crazy, she's even more crazier as a zombie. Like, what zombie bit her to make her the way she is? Because that's crazy. She is nuts. Like, this is like everything she's done reminds me of what she was trying to achieve in WandaVision, Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, and of course from the Marvel What If series. Right? Like, and I guess you could say in the Agatha series, not theory, but Agatha series, but they mentioned her, but we don't really see her. But the point is, Wanda in this universe just seems like has the same idea. She wants to change reality, and I think she wants her children, her 2 sons. But it's going to be interesting, like, how she even achieves that, whether it's the MCU Earth 616 or in this Marvel Animation universe where this is like a pocket universe of its own. But she's crazy, and you can tell Kamala don't like her, and it gets really weird. It gets bad. And they try to escape, but Wanda pulls that shit back. But if it wasn't for Thor, who came back and he stopped her, and they learned that they have to go to the Novocaine core to get this little device to work. And, you know, this is like a thing. Like, this doesn't go well, right? And so they get on that ship, and Thor sacrificed himself. And it was really interesting. Kamala's like, no, come on, you got to go. You're the Avengers. And he goes, no, you're the Avengers now, which is crazy. I'm like, oh, okay, this is foreshadowing something. And I think it's going to happen in the MCU of Earth 616, that she is the Avengers. I always said in my past videos and movie reviews or TV show reviews that connects to the MCU, I always felt like they had an idea of doing the young Avengers, where they have younger kids or young adults play like these, like, or either the children of a former Avengers or a former Marvel character or whatever, and they play that or something like that, right? They're passing the torch. These are characters that get passed the torch down to be the next Iron Man, Spider-Man, something like that, right? And I always felt like, I think in theory, I always say in theory that I think if the young Avengers idea has now become, those are going to be the main Avengers. When they just do an Avengers movie, that's the characters you're seeing now are the Avengers. Like, I think what you saw with Thor was just foreshadowing that in future projects. But we'll see when we get to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars, because that's what I got out of it. But they go all the way to outer space and the Novocaine Corps, and they found them. And guess what? The Novocaine Corps did not want to help them. And they knew what was going on. And they said, no, you get back to Earth and you stay on Earth. We don't need all that coming across outer space. So they weren't trying to help, and they blasted that ship to nothing from leaving Earth. So why did they do that? Why did the Novocaine Corps do that? My theory is the reason why is, obviously they said it, they just didn't want that zombie virus to, spread in outer space. But I think they're the reason why Earth is I think they caused the zombie apocalypse, in my mind. That's where I'm predicting. If they do another season, that's what I think. I think the Nova Corps fucked up and did that because, it was a little messed up. But they don't want them. And that's how that episode ended. They didn't want to help Earth. So again, I said, since I said from the first spoiler review of episode 1 of Marvel Zombie, this was definitely not having a Disney happy ending of, the heroes survive and win and save the world. This is like doom and gloomy. Like, it just explains a lot what's going on. But I love this episode just because we see Spider-Man just doing Spider-Man things. We see Black Panther, a.k.a. T'Challa, just lay the smackdown on Thanos zombies. But boy, he was such a threat. Like, and it was really interesting. I never thought about the idea of all that energy from the Infinity Stones just out of their little gems, basically, right? Like, you kind of had the idea in the second film of Thor, Dark Worlds, but to see them all out of the stones, was crazy, and what a big energy. But I would wonder what zombie Thanos would have done. What would he snap? What is he snapping? More food? More zombies? I don't know. But that was an intense battle, and to see that, like, even in this, they always make Thanos seem weak ever since after Avengers Endgame. But this one, they really, really, really made Thanos a real threat. A zombie Thanos was a threat. He didn't just die so quick. He was a challenge. They made him feel more important, and it gave me old, again, Avengers Infinity War vibes. It gave me Avengers Endgame vibes, because this is Thanos not holding back, you know. But I wonder what bit Thanos to turn into a zombie. Like what powerful zombie could have got Thanos to turn into a zombie? That was interesting. And I love seeing Ant-Man as just a flying head with the cape that Doctor Strange uses. Was really cool, of course, but man, this was my favorite. And we saw Spider-Man do Spider-Man things, you know, which was really cool, and in a zombie way. Like, he was, you know, doing everything you can imagine. But I liked it. I really like it. And to see the new Asgard be really strict, Valkyrie, she was not messing around too, right? Like, what I liked about this episode with her is she was the one, to me, it kind of reminds me of Avengers Endgame. When Thor gets in a mood, he's just dead silent. He's quiet. When he gives up, he gives up. But Valkyrie always steps up, and she makes the tough decisions, you know. And they showed this a lot more in this episode with her as a character, and I thought that was really cool. Right? Like, she thought what she was doing was best for her people, and to obviously, you know, she was really harsh on the people on Earth, but she's a god, right? She's a god, one of the gods, right? Mythical gods, basically. And so she looked down upon them, but it also makes sense because nobody in Asgard would let something like this happen, you know. But she was saying it's because of the people allow this zombie apocalypse to happen. You know, if they were a little bit smarter, it wouldn't happen, which in some cases kind of true. But I really like seeing her take charge. But she knew she was tricked, and she tried to correct that, you know. And then to see Red Guardian turn into a zombie was really crazy and sad because, you know, Elena did that sacrifice, and now that sacrifice don't really mean nothing in the sense. So now the pressure is on Kamala, right? Like, she's gotta win. A lot of people sacrificed for her, and in the last surviving members, right, to get into space. So this was like do or die. So it's like her, and then Blade, Shang-Chi, and Katie, like, and Jimmy Woo and stuff. Like, this is important. Like, this all has to go. But, you know, even John Walker got killed, and Zemo got killed. You know, like, it was crazy. Like, the zombie apocalypse in this universe is deadly, and they're not holding back too. But the reason why, and I'm starting to understand it, especially because, you know, this is what is going to happen. You know, this is building up to Ms. Marvel being the one to possibly defeat zombie Wanda Maximoff. But, like, how would she do it? But it's pretty much all on her at this point. And, like, whoever's still alive now until we get to episode 4, the last one, you know, this is going to be like we're getting to a big battle now because the Nova Corps don't want to help. They don't care. They say, you stay on Earth and let all that stay on Earth. It ain't going out to anywhere else in any other planet. Like, no. They quarantine planet Earth for real. So that's crazy. Like, the pressure's on for Ms. Marvel at this point, which is really cool. I thought, you know, they're really trying to show the audience, like, no, she's gonna be a leader. She's gonna be the leader of the Avengers, which is awesome. Like, and I kind of hope to see. Obviously, they're not gonna do a live action Marvel zombie, but at least we got an animation. But I would love to see Ms. Marvel in the live action side of this thing. Just have these more moments where she can grow and mature and show potentials of being the true leader of the official Avengers group, right? Like we know in like from the Thunderbolts movie, you know, there's a debate who's the real Avengers, and maybe the whole time this is just leading up to Ms. Marvel creating the actual official newest members of the Avengers. So that's what I'm thinking. And this is kind of just foreshadowing it to me. But I do hope they take inspirations from this episode and this whole series to do that in the live action for like the next Miss Marvel, whether it's another season or maybe a movie. So that's what I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping they get out of this. Because seeing her in this position, because in the live action, I know like she protected her family. She fought in outer space, right? In the Marvels. But we haven't seen her in a situation like this or something similar like this in the MCU of a live action. So I can't wait to see if they can do something like this, to see her as a character grow and see her go to the next level. Like that's where I'm hoping. So I think there's some inspiration that whoever directs this and writes the script can get some inspiration from this particular episode as well, because this was really good. And the Marvel Zombie series so far, just based off of 3 episodes, this is just sweet. I love everything about this thing. Like it's just awesome. It's just very awesome. And what a good series. Because if I had to give this a 1 out of 10, I'm definitely giving this I'm going to give it a 6. It was great. This one was really great. And it's building up to the last episode. You know, now we're seeing what's left. And there's only a few characters left. There could be more. Right? And it's all going to see what episode 4 is going to deliver us, which is the finale of season 1. So now they're really setting up like this show's going out in a big bang, but in zombie edition, because the intense in this show was so intense. Like I couldn't believe it. And I just loved it. I loved it. I love that it's like Wanda is so dangerous in this thing. Like she's literally powerful than zombie Thanos. Zombie Wanda is powerful than a zombie Thanos. Like, and I like how they tribute T'Challa in this too, personally. I really did. I think this is like definitely a tribute, because we haven't seen Black Panther, obviously, to the situation with Chad Boseman, but you know, Wakanda Forever, you know, we didn't get like T'Challa like that, but to see T'Challa fight, and we didn't hear him talk, but it was really nice, and I think it was really cool, you know, just showing him like that, and I liked it. That was one of my favorite things about this episode, was just to see T'Challa as Black Panther doing his thing, fighting. And of course, obviously he sacrificed himself, but he's the one character that would make a sacrifice like that. That's one character besides Iron Man who would go toe to toe against someone like Thanos, whether he's a regular or zombie mode. Like, this was really cool, and I love the fight scene action with it. And of course it's an animation, so it was really even the colors, the fighting, the drawing to it was just so, honestly, damn near perfect. But that's what I liked about that as well, was just seeing Black Panther do his thing, you know. So definitely enjoyed that. And with Marvel Animation, you can still tell stories about T'Challa. You know, I don't know about the live action of it, but at least in the animation of this, you can really tell a Black Panther series, So it's really cool just to see. Even we just saw a little bit of it. To me, it was worth it. And I think I'm glad they put that scene in there with that. And I thought it was really clever. Again, they didn't have the actor Chad Boseman because he's passed away, but to have Spider-Man narrate that whole scene was really awesome too. And just it shows like you still got the same intense. You see the emotion, you see the passion, and a little bit of a tearjerker for sure. So, got to give it a 6. So I just bumped up the number just a little bit. But that is my spoiler review, y'all. Thank you so much. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Great Talking Entertainment official channel. Subscribe, hit that notification button so you guys be updated with all my latest content. Thank you guys, and peace out.